So a couple of months ago I was messing around with AI and making tutorial videos about making your own neural network when I realized that I had just spent almost 3 days testing out different training algorithms, and I was suddenly in a position where I asked myself, what on earth am I doing? Make no mistake, I find AI really interesting and I'll probably get back to it, but I suddenly remembered why I even got back to programming in the first place. 1 or 2 years ago, I picked up programming again and decided to learn a bit of graphics programming. With no prior knowledge within the field, I decided to use the DirectX 12 API because it sounded cool. Completely brilliant as I am, I decided that not only will I use DirectX 12 as the graphics API without any prior experience with graphics programming, I also want to create a computer game completely from scratch without using any existing libraries. Needless to say, if you watched my previous video here on the channel, Paul was born and we had a renderer. Next, I found myself hanging out on the channel doing live streams for practically no one, asking for ideas on which mechanics I should implement, and since no one really found their way to the channel and gave me an answer, I decided to ask my friends. One of my friends had this brilliant idea that I should implement some physics. I did a bit of researching and realized that I should start out with a particle system, which I showcased a bit of during my 1 month anniversary video here on the channel. Needless to say, everything worked great. After sticking to it though, everything ended up working out in the end, and the particle system was done. I did even more research and realized that particle systems aren't that cool, especially if you want any cool mechanics, which I'm highly interested in. I had to do something called rigid bodies. And well, that cost me a month. It turns out that understanding and handling math is really important during game development, especially when you do everything from scratch. It appears that quaternions and the way they are multiplied could make or break lives. Anyway, it all worked out in the end, and I just have to kind of ignore the fact that I spent a whole month of my spare time trying to figure out a math problem. And oh yeah, I also made a player and camera controller. So if you ever find yourself curious on what stupid project I might start doing next or how everything is going, feel free to drop by the channel either during live streams or here on YouTube. If you find any of my content helpful, entertaining, or simply worthwhile at all, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe, or even support the channel.